Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Coblentz Builders, where we take your dreams and turn them into reality. In today's video, we are back in the Barndo in Linesville, Pennsylvania. We had to leave this job early because we were waiting for some timber frame posts and beams to be cut. They're finally cut, and I'm excited to get this job on the way. If you would like to see what it's going to look like at the end, come check it out. The first thing that we had to do was lay out the dimensions of the front porch and where our posts were going to go. We are using our Bobcat skid loader with an 18-inch auger bit to drill our holes. In our area, we need to drill down 42 inches for the bottom of the footer. Once the holes are done, we add concrete and water and mix it in the bottom of the hole and make it flat so our post can sit on it. The placement of this permacolumn is very critical because it'll be part of our timber frame porch, and also with all the doors and windows that are going in here, it has to be in the exact right spot. We use our string line to make sure it is even with the rest of our walls, and we use our 4-foot level to make sure it's level, and then we fasten it using ledger locks. Just like the other permacolumns, we first attach a treated 2x6 using Tapcons. The notch you see down there on the bottom is for our 2x10 composite skirt board. Because of the front porch, we need to take the fascia board off. Levi is marking our beam. We're going to try this new Hercules beam cutter that we attach to our DeWalt saw and see how it works. It seems to be cutting really nice. The only downside is all the sawdust that comes on the top. We don't have any way to get it out except for to blow it away. The center part of this front porch is going to be all timber framed. We're using rough cut hemlock that we got from the sawmill. The rest of the header is just regular 2x12s that we got from the lumber yard. For our other two beams coming into the building, we notched the front one, that way it could also sit on the post. And then on the rear one, we bought special brackets to put it in. Now Levi is cutting the angle for our first rafter. They're installing a ridge post, which runs from the beam up to the ridge board. It will help secure the ridge board and the rafters. It was a tight fit, but it looks really great. We are temporarily screwing it in with 3-inch screws, but we will add big plates to it later. We're using black Sansom tie brackets that have these screws that look like bolt heads. They not only help hold everything together, but they look really nice too. Although it took a lot of time to make and it's a little bit more expensive, I really like the way that that looks in the front. They're installing rafters from our porch header up into our roof. We are installing 2x4s, 2 foot on center, on top of our rafters to screw our metal to. Now that we have the roof all framed up, we're almost ready for metal. First, we got to install our moisture shield or our house wrap. Our metal is here and we are ready to put it on the roof. We get all our metal supplies from Eastern States Metal Roofing out of New York. First thing we do when installing our roof is get our drip edge on. Because of the angle change from the house to the porch roof, we are installing pitch break. It goes underneath the upper roof and on top of the bottom roof. To mark our valleys, we measure 3 inches from that crease in the valley. And we use our chalk line to make a line on the metal. That gives us a perfectly straight valley. And we just repeat the same process on the other side of the gable roof. We use a product called M-Seal to go up the valley. This prevents water from being able to come up into our metal. So that's a wrap on today's video. I really like how this one is turning out. If you like it too, please hit the like and subscribe button and come check us out on our next video. If you are in the northwestern Pennsylvania or eastern Ohio area and are interested in us building your building and being featured on one of our next videos, then call me, Robert, at 814-572-5241, and I'd be happy to talk to you.